From Anshei Sphard-Beth Emeth congregation, it's time to take 10 minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of Esther, Mission Impossible. Question is, very poignant moment in the Megillah where the king gets very excited. As Rabbi Shmuel Zeta says, he raises his voice, says, who is this? And who is that one who dared to destroy the people of Esther? And she says, Ish tsar v'oyev Haman harazeh. It's an evil man. He's an enemy. And he's this evil, wicked Haman. And she points to Hazeh, this man. Now the Gemara Megillah says that actually she pointed to Achashverosh. And the angel came and moved her finger and pointed it at Haman. And she really wanted to accuse Achashverosh of being the bad guy. But the angel said, no, don't do that. Move your finger over. Now, if you ask yourself, why would she point the finger at Achashverosh? She's trying to beg Achashverosh to save the Jews, not to accuse him. Come back to that point later. But firstly, there's one answer that says, why would she point at Achashverosh? It was a mistake. Sometimes you get excited and you say, this evil Haman. And she realized she's pointing at her husband. So the angel said, no, wrong way. And she pointed at Haman. Deeper answer given by the Vilna Gaon, by the Gra, he says, the imagination plays a strong role in what we say. And she was thinking to herself, God, save me from this wicked Haman. Save me from this wicked Achashverosh. So she's thinking in her head, Achashverosh is wicked. Achashverosh is someone I need to be saved from. So she says, Haman hara, and she by mistake points to this person. It's sort of a psychological interpretation that since she was thinking about how difficult Achashverosh is, how he's part of the problem here, how he's one of the obstacles in this story, she landed out slipping and saying his name. The Maharal says, look, she said to herself, what's the truth? The truth is that who's the problem here? Not just Haman. Achashverosh signed with his signet that the Jews should be killed. So he is part of the problem. And what do you want me to say? Want me to just say that Haman is the bad one? You want to know who the bad one is? The truth is it's you too. And I cannot bear but to tell the truth because we're not going to save the Jews by lying. The truth, the salvation will not come through sheker and lying. So I have to tell the truth. And therefore, I've got to say who it is. But the angel said, no, it's not necessary. You don't need to do that. Just point it at Haman. Everything will be fine. The Rabbi Shmuel Zeta, Sphard-Beth commentary, says, where do the rabbis get this idea that she pointed at the wrong person? He says, because it says, Ish tsar v'oyev, a man who's an enemy, and Haman harazeh. And Haman is this bad one. So who's the enemy? And the rabbis say, we think that she was really pointing at him. Another idea is as follows, that you think that this Haman is just an enemy to me. Actually, he's an enemy to you. That's why she's pointing at him. He's an enemy of yours. He killed according to the Midrash, he killed your first wife, Vashti. He had her bumped off. Now he's trying to kill me off. So therefore, he's an enemy, not of us. He's an enemy of yours. That's the problem here. He's your enemy. Rabbi Shmuel Zeta has an interesting interpretation. She said to him, look, you're an enemy. What do you mean an enemy? An enemy of the Jews. And you're proud of it. You love being an anti-Semite. That's not a problem. It's not an insult for you. That's a compliment, right? But he's harazeh. He's no good. He is inherently, Haman is inherently an evil person. You don't want to associate with that. He's bad for you, he's bad for everything. No good will come of it. Finally, there were all kinds of interesting, a lot of commentators who were exiles from Spain, the Shmuel Zeta and the author of the L'Chadodi, Shlomo Alkabetz, was also one of the commentators, and he says as follows. He says, you know what the plan was? She says, this is not going to work. Achashverosh is not going to change his mind just because I'm crying. I'm going to go for bust. As the Gemara says in a different connection, I'll be killed and Haman will be killed, and that'll be fine with me. So I'll just say that you're wicked and Haman's, well, you're all wicked. And somehow that'll save the Jews. Somehow by sort of just blurting out these insane accusation both at the king and at the Haman and putting them all together, they'll all be killed. Esther will be killed and Haman will be killed, and the whole decree will go by the wayside. Some sort of interesting interpretation along those lines. But if we ask ourselves a question, how could she have pointed at Achashverosh? And the answer is, this was a mission impossible. A mission impossible. How can she has to be like a surgeon. She has to say, well, Haman is a bad guy, but you're the one who agreed with him and you decided that you were going to have the Jews killed. But you're not the bad guy. You're great. I love you. You're the king. You're the greatest. And you're going to save us and help us. You see, it's a mission impossible. You can't accuse Haman without accusing Achashverosh. The finger inevitably points at Achashverosh. There's nothing she can do about it. It's a mission impossible. And that's why the rabbis say an angel had to point to Haman. What does that mean? It means that she had to pull off the impossible. She had to accuse Haman of that which actually Achashverosh had perpetrated. As the rabbis say, they were in bed together. Achashverosh loved the idea of killing the Jews. He was happy about it. He didn't need any money. He didn't need to be paid off to do it. He was happy to kill the Jews. So how she could do this, it's just unbelievable. It's all part of this great miracle. The whole Purim is one big mission impossible. The idea that she could somehow not even say what nation she's from, which law of the king was decreed that she would be destroyed. She says, my people are being sold. Well, who are your people? Which law is that? And she says, well, what are you talking about? So she says, well, it's all Haman's fault. Says, okay, fine, get rid of him. Never thinking for a moment that it's his law that he signed with Haman, and he's in cahoots completely. So it's part of the great miracle, part of the great salvation. She was able to pull this off. It was brilliant. It's a brilliant plan. And only with God's help. And she, at the last minute, she had doubts if she could even pull it off. In the last minute, she was saved. The angel saved her. It's all right. You don't have to accuse Haman, Achashverosh. We can pull this off. And somehow, she made Haman the bad guy, Achashverosh the good guy, and the Jews were saved. An amazing story. Brilliance of Esther, salvation of God, ultimately escaping the mission impossible. Thank you for joining us here at the Anshei Sphard-Beth Emeth congregation for our discussion of Esther. Join us for each holiday, Shabbat, and discuss the various parshiot. And thanks to Jason Lefkowitz, our producer, and we wish everyone Chag Purim Sameach, Freilichen Purim. Thank you.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein. To learn more, visit asb.org.